Finding yourself between jobs can be frustrating, and while it does present some challenges, it can also present some opportunities. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about the 5 financial planning considerations when you're in between jobs.
Welcome to the Your Life, Your Money podcast with Scott Severance, teaching you how to thrive in life, wealth, and retirement.
Welcome to the Retirement Show, all about your life, your money, and your taxes. I'm your host, Scott Severance, and my goal is to help you thrive in life, wealth, and retirement. And today we're going to talk about 5 financial planning considerations when you're between jobs. I'll tell you what, I feel like we're in a very interesting period of time. COVID kind of started things with people trying to find what makes them happy, realizing that they're maybe working 40 plus hours a week, spending more time at work than they're actually awake at home, and wanting to, switch to a different job that brings them happiness and joy. And I think that's a great thing. The other interesting period of time we're in is I feel like companies are anticipating a recession. And so some companies are laying people off, letting people go, and we find then people between jobs. And what are some, I'll say, financial considerations that people should be making when they are between jobs? Because it can be very frustrating, whether you're let go, whether you were laid off, or whether you just stepped away to find what's right for you. It's a tough job market out there. Some companies, as I mentioned earlier, laying off. Some thriving and hiring, and some are just holding steady because, again, they are maybe anticipating that recession. They're anticipating that they might have to let go. So rather than hire some more, so they just have to let go right away, they're just holding steady. So these times, for those that are in between jobs can feel, I'm sure, very challenging, but they can also present some opportunities for you as well. And one thing before I get into these 5 financial planning considerations, one thing that I just want to mention from what I've seen in working with lots of different people that have gone through this before, is I just want to tell you, hard work pays off. Hard work in building that resume. Hard work applying over and over and over what might feel like over and over and over again to new and to different jobs. The hard work of hearing no multiple times, all of this hard work gets you to that right position, to that right company, to that right job when somebody or where somebody is going to say yes. So while you might be going through a challenging time, and we're going to talk about some opportunities in here as well, think and keep that in mind. Hard work pays off. Okay, so let's go through 5 financial planning considerations when you're in between jobs. As I mentioned, some of these will be opportunities. Some of these will be challenges that you're going to face. And just want to talk about them, go over them, give you some thoughts, pointers, as well as recommendations or strategies. So here we go. Number 1, and I look at this as an opportunity when you're in between jobs, is it time for a new career? And I'm going to break this out into 2 parts. First off, is it just time to go out, branch out, and explore a new career? Meaning, should you be looking for a new position? Is there something different that's going to excite you? Maybe you're an engineer and you want to go into sales. Maybe you're admin wanting to go into customer service. Maybe just going into a totally different industry. Maybe you're in construction and you want to get totally away from construction. You're in engineering or manufacturing field and you want to go into the financial services industry. So not only what you do on the day-to-day, is it time for something new on what you do on the day-to-day, but is it time for a new industry to challenge yourself a little bit more? And I get it, right? Change can feel awkward. Change can feel different. Change sometimes holds us back, but also sometimes we can find new excitement, we can find growth, we can find just energy on the other side of change. So is there something that you haven't considered before that you might want to look into? The other thing I want to just talk about here is I realize that, being let go can feel very challenging. However, I have seen times in which case clients have been let go, felt very challenged, again, kept to the hard work, right? Going back to their network, going back and building that resume, going and applying over and over and over again. And next thing you know, the actual new job that they've found, that new position that they've found, is paying them more than what they were earning before. So have confidence in yourself, have confidence in your skill sets, have confidence in the knowledge and value that you bring to that company, because I've seen it time and time again where that new job then is paying them more than what they were paid before. The other thing in this, is it time for a new career? The opportunity that might present itself here, if you're in between jobs, is this an opportunity to work for yourself? Now, let me just talk about my story for a second here. Now, I was not laid off, but I realized that I had needed change. I graduated with a degree in civil engineering. I went into project management in the construction industry. From there, I went to account management in the packaging industry. And while I was there, that's when I realized that I needed change. I had gotten some really good advice from a mentor of mine that said, okay, as you're traveling around, I just want you to take a journal with you. I want you to write down all of your likes about the different jobs that you've had. I want you to write down all the dislikes about the different jobs that you've had. And what are your skill sets? What are you good at? What do you really like doing? And as I put all of that together, and again, years ago, as I put all that together, what I realized is that I really, really enjoy working with people and having a positive impact with the people that I'm sitting down and working with, directly with. So not necessarily, working with somebody in a company and then they've got to take what I'm trying to help them out with and then take it to their president or their vice president or something else, and it just helps out this big organization. I enjoy having an impact directly on the people that I'm working with. That was one of my takeaways. The other thing is that I did enjoy the project management aspects of what I had learned in construction, what I'd seen in the account management aspect side of things. And my brain, the way I think, is constantly about the future, helping to plan for the future. So as I put all of this together, and I was really good with my financials as well, that was the other thing that was really important in this, is as I put all of these likes together, I realized that being a financial advisor was a perfect fit for me and for what I like to do. So hopefully that helps you. I'm just going to challenge you, right, to maybe grab a notebook and start writing things down. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What do you feel that you're really good at? What are those skill sets that you have? And so the second part, right, is this an opportunity to work for yourself? Do you have certain skill sets that people need that you can build a company out of? Is there something that you had been doing that you can now do on your own? Maybe you were a teacher and you want to start a tutoring business. Maybe you want to become a consultant for the industry that you are just working in. Maybe you see an unmet need in the industry that you are working in or in the previous company that you are working in, that you know that you can fill that unmet need with a company and go and start something on your own. So just a thought there. Is this an opportunity to go out and work for yourself? Okay, so that was number one. Let's move on to number two, which actually is a challenge when, in between jobs. And the challenge here is, what do you do about health insurance? First and foremost, I want to say, make sure you have it. Folks, you never know when the unexpected can happen, and it happens when you least, of course, expect it. And if you're trying to go out there without health insurance, the bills could rack up. This could put you in a really, really tough financial position. So make sure that you have or that you're covered by health insurance. So what do you do about health insurance? Well, there's some different options. Your company that you're been let go from or laid off from, if they were offering you health insurance before, well, then you're going to have the opportunity for what they call as COBRA, where you can continue the health insurance for a period of time from that company. The other option that you might want to take a look at is the health insurance marketplace. The third thing that you can think about, or the other option, is can you go onto your spouse's plan? Maybe your spouse has health insurance, or maybe they have health insurance available to them, and so can you go on their plan? Maybe they weren't utilizing their plan before, and if they weren't utilizing that plan before, what's the process to go about starting health insurance at their employer and getting both of you on the plan there? The last thing I'll mention here is there are these health share networks out there. I read mixed reviews on them, but it is something that you want to take a look at, so that way, again, you do have coverage as you're going through life, as you're just going through this, period of time, whatever that period of time might turn out to be, as you find yourself between jobs. So please make sure that you have health insurance. I speak this from experience of watching others as things happen, and the fact that they had it is what has helped keep them out of massive amounts of debt and financial challenges. So please make sure you're considering that. Make sure that you're covered by that. Okay, the third item today, which is both an opportunity and potentially a challenge, is how do you handle any severance that you might be getting? So sometimes when a company lets you go, they're going to provide you a severance package. Now, that severance package might be paid out to you in a lump sum. That severance package might be paid out to you monthly. Lump sum versus monthly, if it's at the end of the year and the company gives you the option, it might actually help you to take it monthly, as you can spread the tax liability over multiple years. See, always thinking about taxes, want to help you as you're going through this time. There's no sense in giving more to the IRS than you have to. So really think about that. If you can spread this over multiple years, you can spread that tax liability out as well. The other thing is what do you do with this severance? Well, first off, it's there to replace your income and the salary that you're taking in. So, and if you need it for that, if that income was supporting your lifestyle before, well, then that's what that severance is for. So make sure that you're keeping it safe, right? That you're not putting it into at-risk assets. You're keeping it safe, so it's there to support the lifestyle that you need to continue to live. Now, if you already have a new job, let's just say right away you found something else, and now you've got this severance coming in. You've got maybe this lump sum, or again, it's coming in monthly, but you look at this now as surplus income. Hey, first off, that's great. That's a complete opportunity when getting let go from a job. You could find something else right away, and that severance that they gave you, that is an opportunity for you to grow your wealth. Now, what should you do with it if you do have a new job already? Well, I would first look at it to pay down debts. Then I'd look at building up your rainy day fund. Hey, just what happened. That's what the rainy day fund's for. So if you did lose your job, you didn't have a healthy amount in savings, as you can see, not having a healthy amount built up in your rainy day fund, some people call it an emergency fund, I like to call it the reserve. If you don't have enough built up in your reserves, it can probably make this challenge feel even more challenging and stressful. So I would definitely, never know, could happen again, I would definitely use it to build up your rainy day fund. And then if you've paid down debts, you've got your reserve built up, the last thing then I would do is invest it for your retirement. You can potentially, depending on how much income you have coming in, you could put it towards a Roth IRA, you could put it towards a traditional IRA, or you invest it in a brokerage account, which is a taxable account. Okay, we've got two more financial planning considerations left to talk about when you're in between jobs. Now, one of the things that you might have been thinking about, depending on where you're at in life, would be retirement. I mean, I've seen that for some people. And so what I wanted to tell you is on our YouTube channel, and if you go to Severance Financial Group, that's SIERENS. If you go to our YouTube channel, we have a video that is the 10-point checklist to understanding if you are ready to retire. So check out our YouTube channel. While you're there, subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we're continuing to come out with new videos to help provide value and benefit to you, help you in regards to building your wealth, reducing your long-term taxes, and helping you understand if and when you can retire. So there's the video 10-point checklist to understand if you're ready to retire. And then we also have retirement planning assumptions that you want to avoid. A couple great videos, new videos that are out there. There's plenty more on the channel. So I'm guessing once you start watching a couple, you'll find plenty more to watch. So there you go. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out some of our latest videos. All right. So point number 4 is it a good time for a 401k rollover? When you were let go from your job or you left your job, and you could be prior to the age of 59 and a half or after the age of 59 and a half, now you have access to roll over. I'm not going to say access to your money, because if you take the money out of your 401k prior to age 59 and a half, then you might be subject to the 10% penalty. But I'm going to say roll over, meaning rolling it over to an IRA or rolling it over to another 401k. But if you've left your job or you were let go from your job, you now have access to be able to manage that 401k account. What do I mean when I say that? Well, there's 3 things that you could do. The first thing that you could do is that you could just leave the money there in your old 401k. Now, if leaving it there means to you that you're just going to leave it there, never look at it, never touch it, never monitor it, never do anything with it, please, please, please don't leave it there. You want to be making sure that you're managing your money. So if leaving it there means that to you, please don't do that. Okay, so then the second thing that you could do to it is that you could, if you've gotten a new job, you could roll it into the 401k at your new job. If you really like the plan, if you really like their options, you can take it from your old job, you can roll it into the 401k at your new job. Or the third thing that you could do with that old 401k is you can roll it into an IRA. This is really taking it now into your control, into your management. Why do some people roll things into an IRA? Well, it gives them more investment options, potentially lower cost options, and the ability to use those investment options to manage the money the way that they so choose and want to manage it. So looking at this time that you're in between jobs, I know that, the search and the hunt is on for that new job, but don't forget about the wealth that you've built up at that previous job. And what I find a lot of times is people would leave a job, they go to the next one, they leave a job, they go to the next one. Maybe they've changed jobs, or because they found a better job, they go to the next one. And now they've got 1, 2, 3 old 401k plans just kind of sitting out there at these old companies that they're not managing, they're not monitoring. They don't know if they align with the purpose. You don't know if they align with your retirement timeline. So please, really think about that and consolidate them into one IRA where you can then put a purpose to the investments that are in that account so they match up with your retirement plan. So hopefully you get my thoughts and points there, and it's a good time for you to look at that 401k and determine what you want to do with it next. All right, our 5th and final financial planning consideration when you're in between jobs is what kind of tax planning should you be doing? Well, here's my thought process around this and why I talk about tax planning. First off, earlier I mentioned that you might receive a severance. Well, if you receive a severance, and if they give you the option to take it as lump sum versus monthly, that's something that you really want to take a look at, talk to your financial professional about, and maybe your tax preparer as well. And here's the reason why. I look at this is that if you receive that lump sum, a lump sum can feel really good. But let's just say that lump sum is coming to you in October or in November, and you've already made income for that year, but then maybe they're going to give you a 6-month severance package. So now they're taking income for that following year, the following 6 months, and they're piling it all in to the current year that you're in. Well, as you can already kind of see what's happening here, your income for that current year is going to go up. And it might actually put you into a new tax bracket, a higher tax bracket. Now, if they give you that option, though, to take that severance, but take it in a monthly format over the next 6 months, again, at that point in time, it might make better sense for you to take it over the next 6 months, because then you can stretch that severance over 2 tax years, keeping your tax liability hopefully as low as possible and keeping as much of that severance in your pocket as you can versus giving it to the IRS. Now, maybe you have concerns about the company. Maybe you have concerns that they're going to actually pay you out over the next 6 months. And if that's the case, hey, I understand. Then you want to take the lump sum. So first, there's some tax planning that you want to be doing on that standpoint. Now, the other part is maybe they aren't providing a severance. Maybe you left on your own, or maybe the company's not providing a severance, and so you now might have a tax year in which your income is a lot lower or is very reduced compared to where you're typically at. This could be a good opportunity for you to look at Roth conversions. So taking money out of your IRA, paying tax today since your taxes are at a lower amount, lower income tax bracket, and shifting that over to the Roth IRA. Again, you're going to pay tax today to get it into the Roth, where then it grows tax-free and your future withdrawals are tax-free. Now, remember, if you're under age 59 and a half and you do that, you're going to have to pay the taxes out of a non-retirement account. And so first, make sure that you're just taking care of yourself, right? Make sure that you've got enough to live off of. You've got all these other things covered before you're going to go and start staring and looking at Roth conversions. But if you've put yourself in a good financial position, if you had your reserve fund and you don't have concerns in regards to the money that you would potentially utilize to do this Roth conversion, well then great. It could be a great opportunity for you to shift money around at a lower tax rate, lower tax bracket. So folks, again, if you're in this position, maybe it's because you decided to, or if it's because the company decided to, I realize it can feel challenging, but hopefully today also you're able to see some of these points as opportunities. Have confidence in yourself, continue to work hard, because luck favors those who work hard. Luck favors hard work. And so, luck will favor you working really hard, building your resume, going out there, applying, and hearing no to get to that right yes. And I realize it can feel challenging, and hopefully today also helped you see some other points, some financial planning points that you need to think about while you're going through the situation that you're going through. So hopefully you found this helpful. As I had mentioned earlier, if it is getting to that point where you're close to retirement, you're wondering, hey, instead of finding another job, should I just retire? Check out our latest YouTube video, the 10-point checklist to understanding if you are ready to retire. Our YouTube channel is Severance Financial Group. That's SIERENS. Some of our latest videos, the 10-point checklist to understanding if you're ready to retire, retirement planning assumptions to avoid, and then 3 ways to help reduce your taxes this year. I think you'll find them all very helpful and beneficial. Subscribe while you're there, as we're continuing to come out each and every month with new videos to help you reduce your long-term tax burden, to help you understand how big of a retirement paycheck you'll be able to cut and how to make it last, and just help you build wealth and thrive in life, wealth, and retirement. Thanks for joining us on this show. I look forward to our next conversation to continue to help you live life today and be financially confident about your tomorrow.
Investment advisory products and services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, AEWM, a registered investment advisor. AEWM and Severance Financial Group, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Severance Financial Management, Inc. Severance Financial Group, Inc. is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, AEWM, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Severance Financial Management, Inc. are not subject to investment advisory requirements. AEWM and Severance Financial Group, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as a sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Severance Financial Group, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Severance Financial Group, Inc. Bond obligations are subject to the financial strength of the bond issuer and its ability to pay. Before investing, consult your financial advisor to understand the risk involved with purchasing bonds.